go. Unexpected, victorious Tornado Energy.
2016 Wargaming League World Champions.
Good evening and welcome to the WGL APAC Season 2. It is now week number 7, and Alex, I think this week it is time to welcome our new friends to the WGL APAC, and those friends are, of course, the Mouse, the Moiskin, and all of those anime heavies that we see over in the Japanese tech tree.
Yeah, willkommen, Moiskin.
Herzlich willkommen.
Yes, wow. Amazing.
It's definitely going to be an interesting week because obviously here in APAC we haven't yet actually seen the new patch coming out. It has been over in NA, EU, CIS all last week, so we do have a bit of an indication as to what's going to come out here, but as of yet we haven't seen our Asia Pacific teams playing on this patch.
No, that's right. I mean, lots has changed with the new patch. For those that don't know, you know, lots of buffs, lots of, you know, a few little nerfs here and there, and I think we are going to really see that reflected in this week's play. I mean, you know, we've been tinkering around with the patch quite a bit, even just before this broadcast, you know, making sure everything's looking good, and well, I'm going to be very interested to see just how many Mouses we get to see today, Jordan.
I tell you what, if it's anything like the pub battles that I've been playing, it's not going to be a pretty sight. Today, I was playing in my poor little bat chat. I was in a platoon with another guy playing in his bat chat, and we ran into Skell's 3-stack of Mouse platoon. So it wasn't great fun, and that actually happened 2 battles in a row. So one might say, oh, that's lots of damage to farm. Well, not really the case when you do have trouble going through a Mouse.
Yeah, well, I don't envy you, to be honest, having to be in that bat chat, but I think it might even be time for me to jump into a few random battles in my 215B183 to give that a crack with some AP. You know?
Yeah. Now, anyway, let's get things underway, Alex, because we do have a big day coming up. And start things off, we'll have a look at the standings here, see how things are headed into this week. Now, obviously, EL Gaming at the top there, no surprises there, but EL Gaming still, you know, they're still being challenged, I think, by team efficiency. It's still a little bit before team efficiency is going to be able to overtake them, but certainly they're within striking distance, which is not something that we probably would have said last season.
Yeah, exactly. And team efficiency, of course, they did also pull off a win last night against the Dark Wolves in their match, which was rescheduled from week 1 of the season. 5-0, very convincing win. But yeah, it's great to see team efficiency up in number 2 spot. They've been a team that this season have just taken it to the next level, you know, through extra practice, extra discipline, and just some really good tanking. So it is great to see them. Yeah,
definitely. And another thing to mention about this is how close Horsemen and Karen Tiger, as well as Meltdown, to be honest, are on those standings. Coming into this week is going to be, again, another really important week for these three. And those three teams, I think are the ones that we are going to need to focus on, because those are the ones that are going to really be shifting around a little bit more so than anything else, I feel. But the great thing about this for Karen Tiger is that they've already been using the Mouse basically more than anyone else in the APAC region.
Yeah,
and now that it's been buffed, it's essentially just a buff to Karen Tiger.
Exactly. I mean, Karen Tiger, I would fully expect them to take a big lead over the Horsemen after this week's patch. And, you know, not only because of the Mouse, I think they have been playing, you know, quite good recently. And I think just all of those heavy tanks really will fall into their kind of playground.
Alrighty, well, let's have a look and see what matches are going to be coming up today, Alex, because we do have 4 of them. No more Fridays from the WGL APAC, but we still have our Saturday and Sunday broadcasts, the big ones. And starting off today, it is Horsemen versus Team Efficiency. That's a very, very good one, I think, to start things off with. Probably our closest match of the night, I would say. Oh,
that one is a juicy one, Jordan. Absolutely. I'm definitely expecting that one to go the distance. I think after that Meltdown TCZ, I mean, again, it's hard to bet against Meltdown in that one. Dark Ghouls, Karen Tiger, after yesterday showing, I think Karen Tiger should really, you know, just wipe the floor with the Dark Ghouls. And then last up, we've got what used to be a bit of an El Clasico of WGL APAC, EL Gaming and B Gaming, but this season it hasn't really lived up to that.
No, definitely has been a little bit more one-sided, I think, than we probably expected, at least coming into this season. But certainly an interesting matchup to have a look at, because B Gaming, of course, still trying to challenge for that 5th position at the moment. You know, they're not too far behind Meltdown, but there's only so many weeks left here in the season that they can use to get some points on the board.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, I'm hoping for B Gaming that they can at least put up, a finger to EL Gaming, but whether they can or not, who knows? It's going to be tricky. I think the good thing is that they do have sort of almost the advantage of having played the mouse a little bit themselves before and having played those sort of super heavies a little bit. So maybe that'll favour B Gaming in the new patch.
I'll tell you what, two teams that probably don't favour the mouse all that much are Team Efficiency and Horsemen. These are our first two teams, coming up tonight. It is Horsemen to start us off, and they, out of these two teams, I'd say is probably the one that has used the mouse a little bit more. But in saying that, I don't think either of these teams really coming into this week with all that much experience in the mouse in a WGL sense.
Yeah, no, you're dead right. I think the Horsemen here really haven't seen them pick the mouse too much at all. Type 5 heavy, obviously, we've never seen that in WGL. But look, Horsemen, they've got some good heavy tankers. So, maybe Nundes who can jump in it. Gorilla might be able to jump in it. Sphinx, exactly. Very, very solid heavy tanker. Used to be flag on EL Gaming.
Hawks as well, I think, is the other one to mention here for Horsemen when you're kind of talking about those heavy tank players. But definitely going up against some of the other strong heavy tank players in the region on Team Efficiency. JT, of course, as well as Bohan, the two guys that tend to find themselves more often than not in the heavy tanks, should Team Efficiency decide to go for that. But I certainly suspect that this week we're going to be seeing a couple more of those guys in there. Like Safi, he's probably not going to be able to play a bat chat every single time now.
Yeah.
He's going to have to find himself in a mouse. I mean, Party, Bohan, Party and Moore, both of them we see every now and then in a heavy tank, but I think, again, with the new meta that's coming in here, it is going to be a lot of heavy tanks. Depending on what maps come out, obviously, but we'll have to see how that goes.
100%. So let's take a look at the player versus player head-to-head matchup we've got for everyone today. It is going to be Spencer versus Skell, two of the scouts for their respective teams here, and Skell taking the cake with the average distance travelled and average spotted.
You always want to get that average distance travelled up, Alex.
You got it. That's how you know you're a really good tank player, because you know how it is such an important stage. It means that you can drive around so much, and by being able to travel that much distance and every battle, it means that you're very good at positioning your tanks so that the enemy can't shoot you while you're moving, and you're very good at dodging.
You could make the argument that it means that you're very bad at positioning your tank, so you have to rotate a lot more.
Well, look, there's nothing wrong with rotating lots, I think. So, Skell and Spencer, both with the RU251 as their most played tank as well.
I think the important stat there is the spotted. 1.5 for Skell is quite good. Even 1.37 for Spencer is not bad. As well as the damage, Skell a little bit higher there as well. He tends to find himself occasionally in a Batchat AP, in a UDES. Whereas Spencer, when he kind of off-classes off the light tanks, he's more often than not just going to be going into an artillery piece. So we don't often see him all that much in a real damage dealer tank.
Yeah, and that's why I think Skell there as well. He does have higher damage dealt on average by about 200. He's over the 1,000 mark in average damage dealt. So, look, Skell, absolutely. He's a very, very, very solid tanker, and I think one of the best, if not the best, light tanker in WGL.
He'd certainly be up there. I'm not sure if I'd say the best, although I'm struggling to think of someone that I might put ahead of him. So maybe that's a good point in his, his little chart. But anyway, let's not talk about that much more. We've got the map picks coming out here, and these are what's going to be so important tonight, Alex, because both these teams, they could potentially be fairly evenly matched. We'll have to see how they actually do, but the map's going to play out into that. So first bands coming out here, Ruenberg and Cliff. T getting rid of Ruenberg, Horseman getting rid of Cliff. I can understand that. Both of them just getting out maps which they're maybe not so comfortable on. Cliff has not been a map that we've seen all that much from the Horsemen, and it's a pretty good map from Team Efficiency.
Yep.
Ruenberg, we've seen some struggles on from Team Efficiency.
Exactly, and then we move on to the picks. Mines, they're picked by the Horsemen. Interesting, I feel as though T aren't bad on Mines.
No, I think that's actually a good pick from Horsemen. T don't play Mines.
Oh yeah, they don't
they might not be bad on it, but we don't really know. We haven't seen them playing it, so
I think they'll be fine on Mines.
I agree. I think they should be fine. Look, I don't think that they leave it open and then have no idea how to play it.
Exactly.
But in saying that, it's a map that we haven't seen Team Efficiency playing so far this season. Steps, obviously, no surprises there coming out from Team Efficiency. It's kind of like their home ground map. That's their map that they like to get on. So good for them to get onto that one, even if Horseman is not necessarily too bad on Steps. Muravanka and Ghost Town then taken away. I can understand both of those as well.
Yeah, look, Muravanka, it's not a map that T has any particular fancy with. They're always happy just to let it go. Ghost Town, on the other hand, I mean, Horsemen actually aren't bad at Ghost Town. TE aren't bad at Ghost Town.
Yeah, but I think that, you know, team efficiency is a very good team at Ghost Town. Whereas Horsemen, even though they have a pretty good stat on it, I feel like they may be a little bit shaky. So I can kind of understand that from Horsemen.
I mean, interesting in my eyes because they both actually have the exact same win rate on Ghost
Indeed.
Town. So you know, to let something go through like Prokhorovka where the Horsemen, you know, I don't think they're super comfortable on Prokhorovka.
Yeah.
Like, particularly with this new patch where I don't even know what tanks we're going to be seeing on Prokhorovka. But it will be Mines as our tiebreaker map as well today. So we will be seeing some more Mines action. And, well, for those of you that might not be up to date, I definitely suggest that you go and check out the HD map remake of Mines that is now changing to a map called Hills. In the not-so-distant future in World of Tanks, and I tell you what,
a while away.
Probably a while away, unfortunately. I mean, it looked done. They're
looked
probably just
good.
optimizing it a little bit.
Yeah,
now.
but when you think they have to do that for almost every single map in the pool, you know.
Well, they can just release. I don't know whether Wargaming are going to release the maps in sort of tiers of HD remakes, or whether I wouldn't say. I don't think you'd release every single map as an HD remake.
Yeah,
once.
maybe not.
I
mean, they don't release all the tanks with a HD remake at once either.
No,
so
exactly.
Fair enough, but I certainly want to see that in as soon as possible because it looked amazing.
Exactly. Might have to pop down to Wargaming Sydney studio over here that makes the engine and probably helps out with some of that stuff to, you know, ask them, hey lads, when are the HD maps coming out?
Yeah, be interesting to see. The one thing though that did look like it changed there is that a lot of the boosts seem to have been, you know, cut off, or the cliffs were too sort of big or
jagged.
I'm trying to think of the angled. They were too angled, so they
Yeah,
were pretty much almost
steep, too
straight.
steep.
Exactly, they were almost straight up and down, so it didn't feel to me, or from looking at it, that you would be able to do a boost. But I don't know, and that's obviously something that might play a part in some sort of next season of WGL or something like that when those maps do come out. But for now, we need to cast our mind back to the old mines, or well, the current mines, as that's the map that we're going to be going on to here. Horsemen and Team Efficiency. What's your bet for this one, Alex?
I'm going to be putting down Team Efficiency 5-3 to take this one out. Look, I think Horsemen should be able to get a few maps, particularly with this new patch, shaking things up a little bit. It'll be hard to really call, but then again, Team Efficiency with that 5-0 last night against Dark Wolves.
Yeah, all right. Well,
there we go.
There you go. It's Type 5 heavy. I think JT is the one for Team Efficiency that's going to be playing that one. A couple of Mouses. Now, admittedly, here on Mines, we're not going to see too much of a shift because of the fact that it is such an open map. But, you know, the bat chats are still going to be preferred. But certainly when we get on to Himmelsdorf later on tonight, that's when we're going to start to see a lot of those heavy tanks coming out. Now, the interesting thing for me here is that there is an M53-55 there on the lineup for Horsemen, Tier 9, as opposed to the Tier 8 of the M40-43.
Well, look, you really want to go for that, the Tier 990, and I think we're going to be seeing it a lot more now that these super heavy tanks are in play, because they do still have a weakness to artillery, you know, and artillery can hit that mouse, can hit that Type 5 heavy so easily. And you know, why not pick a Tier 9 that does more damage than the Tier 8?
Oh, well, Safi and Skell have found Sphinx. I actually like what Skell's done there. He's kind of just blocked Sphinx.
Nice.
There's no way that he can get out. And Sphinx is just going to die here. Like, he might get 1 or 2 shots out, but Safi's not going to have a problem cleaning him up, unless he takes an artillery shell or something like that, something crazy. But that's just basically the perfect start for Team Efficiency.
Nice.
Good stuff from Skell. Really, really nice block.
Yeah, very nice play. Safi will take a few shots there, drop down to 1,000 HP, but
more than worthwhile.
Take that.
And what is, I don't understand what Horseman's doing here, really, because they've sent Archon up on the boost here. They knew that they didn't have control of the hill. Like, Archon's just going to 100% die there. They've lost 2 tanks off the bat, and they've literally achieved nothing. I've got to say, this is not good from Horsemen at all. And when I was kind of looking at this matchup, you know, you said, okay, you thought it was going to be a 5-3. I actually said in my prediction that it was a 5-2, and I was going to preface that by saying it depends on how this map on Mines goes, because if Team Efficiency come out of the gates here and close this out 2-0, honestly, I'm thinking it really is just going to go the way of Team Efficiency quite easily. Like, this, for me, when I was looking at the map pool, was the only real question mark. I mean, Team Efficiency, I think they should 2-0 steps.
Yeah.
Himmelsdorf, another very good map for Team Efficiency. Not as great for Horsemen, but still not too bad. And even Prokhorovka is, again, I still feel like leaning towards Team Efficiency. So, Horsemen, this is their best chance to get some rounds on the board, and as far as I'm concerned, this is not the way that you started, and I don't think they're going to be too pleased with how this has gone so far.
Yeah, and look at this. Look how dirty that mouse is that that Bohan's playing. You know, we can see that Hokyao initially didn't even want to fire a shot. He just knew he wouldn't go through that super thick armor on the side of that. And now Hockow is suddenly in a lot of trouble. Party actually in his mouse is taking a lot of damage, but he's safe now. I think he might have been hit by a shell from Spencer potentially. But look, right now it is all team efficiency. They have complete control of the map. Bohan not going to be able to go through with that one, but I don't really think that's going to matter. You know, with that mouse down, there's nothing stopping these Mouses and the Type 5 Heavy of team efficiency just from rolling into the Horseman's base.
And I think the Type 5 Heavy is actually a pretty good choice against the mouse as well, because part of the trouble with the mouse is that it's quite difficult to pen a lot of the time. And with the Type 5 Heavy with the new derp gun, you don't even need to pen. You're still going to do 500, 600 damage on a good roll, I suppose. But look, it doesn't even really matter, I think, what team efficiency had picked in this one, because Horsemen gave them 2 free kills, essentially. So this is not the way that Horsemen should be playing this. And definitely on mines, the best chance that they have here to get around off Horsemen, it's not been a good start.
And I'll be honest, I don't really see... Well, I'm not a big fan of the 113 here that the Horsemen have picked. I think up against the Heavies, you either need to pick something with like super high DPM and also the HP to back it up, like the FE215B, potentially. But the 113, I think we're going to see it fall out of favour a little bit by these teams.
Yeah, potentially. I think the other thing that might fall out of favour a lot of the time now is that Batchat AP on some maps like Himmelsdorf on Ghost Town, it's going to be a little difficult to utilise when there's so many Mouses on the other side of the field. But there you have it, team efficiency starting off very, very comfortably. I mean, after that first pick, it was pretty much always going to be a team efficiency win. And then after the second pick, they would have had to have the biggest throw you've ever seen in WGL APAC to lose that one. Exactly.
So, look, a very sensible win there by team efficiency. You know, they just got that hill control early on, used it to take down, it was Sphinx, I believe, in that batch. And, you know, we know that Sphinx, he's one of the top players on the Horsemen, and we do look to him to, you know, get lots of that damage out. So as soon as he goes down early, then, you know, the Horsemen really have a problem.
Definitely, definitely. And I mean, I don't really understand why they would have been sending just a single Batchat in there when they knew that team efficiency had a Batchat and a Batchat AP. Like, it didn't really make all that much sense to me. You know, you're always going to lose that fight if they contest it, and team efficiency did contest it.
They contest it, exactly.
Not a great start at all there for Horsemen. I mean, there's not really much to say about it, really, because they just gave team efficiency 2 free picks, and team efficiency slowly just took control of that one because they had 2 extra tanks on the field.
Yeah, it was as simple as that. So team efficiency, they're definitely going to be happy picking up that first win into the series. And, I mean, the Horsemen, I don't feel as though their tank picks actually adapted quite as much as I'd like to see them with this new patch. You know, Horsemen, they did still have like that TVP in there. They did still have the Batchat AP, which, you know, I'm going to agree with you and say that I really don't think that the Batchat AP has much of a place at all in the current meta of...
You can take like maybe 1. I don't think you take 2.
No, you see, I don't think so.
It depends on the map as well. You know, if you're going to take, let's say on Ghost Town, for example, I would take 1 Batchat AP probably in favour of a tier 10 Batchat, so that you can have an extra mouse on the field. You take a Type 4 Heavy and a Batchat AP as your tier 2 nodes.
Well, yeah, I suppose in that sort of a scenario. In mines, however, I mean...
In mines, you know, you're probably better off taking a tier 8.
Yeah.
Really. I don't know. I mean, like... or an Artie, something like that. It's hard to say. I mean, the Batchat AP, it's not like it's awful, right? It can still pen the mouse. Obviously, they're all firing gold. It's just it's going to be a lot more difficult to go through a mouse now in a Batchat AP compared to what it used to be. And it was never that easy to go through a mouse either, to be fair. So having a look at the post-battle stats here, it's pretty much all team efficiency's way there. Skell did a pretty good job, though. 2,000 damage in his Batchat AP, so maybe he's trying to make a claim for it. Well, Safi as well in his Batchat, he got probably the majority of the damage into Sphinx to start things off. But yeah, look, mouse on the top there, mouse on the top, Type 5 on the top. I mean, welcome to the new patch.
Welcome to 9.17.1, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess it's good to see Nundesu up there in the TVP. I was, again, a little bit worried about the TVP pick because it does have one of the lowest penetrations out of any tier 10 medium in the game. But look, Nundesu showing there that he can still make it work with 2.9, well, I mean, almost 3,000 damage.
It can still go through the front of the mouse if you're hitting it in the weak spots, in the lower plate or in the turret there as well. But again, yeah, you have to question, are we going to be seeing as many TVPs nowadays as we were previously? I think it's probably the 3rd most picked tank actually in the region, behind the Batchat and the 50B. And then comes the TVP, I think. But, you know, We'll see whether or not that's going to change. Certainly, I think the mouse is going to start shooting up there, as well as probably the Type 5 heavy. Anyway, I guess it's something to uncover in the next few weeks.
Absolutely. So there we go. That is the first broadcast game on the new patch. And look, I'll be honest, Jordan, I was expecting something maybe even a little bit slower than that. But I did like there how both of the teams are using those super heavy tanks, using the mouse, using the Type 5s. They were confident in pushing in because it's like, well, okay, you can push in, you can be a little bit more aggressive. If you take, you know, a 400 damage shot in a mouse, it doesn't really matter that much. Whereas if you took a 400 damage shot in a bat chat, you know, then that's actually quite a big deal.
Yeah, I think there's an interesting sort of dynamic that maybe we will start to see coming out on maybe Mines probably more often than anything else, or potentially Rurenberg. But certainly like the more field kind of maps is, are teams going to be picking really heavy lineups, or are they going to be still favoring that mobile kind of lineup? So on Mines, it's still sort of a 50-50 at this point. Something like Rurenberg, I'm thinking, is probably going to go a little bit more the way of the heavy tanks.
Yeah.
You know, Steps and Prokhorovka, I think we're probably going to see mostly unchanged lineups on there.
Okay, fair enough. Well, look, be interesting to see what we do see on there, and we don't have much of an idea just yet, unless, of course, we look over to our friends over in WGLNA. You know, I was watching a few of the WGLNA streams this week with that new patch in, and you know, they're definitely getting into it. They're definitely picking those mouses, picking those Type 5s. I think we're still seeing a few slightly different tanks over in NA. The Tier 9 Artie's definitely coming into it as well.
Even the Tier 10 Artie.
Even the Tier 10 Artie, yep. I would love to actually see some Tier 10 Artie in here. You know, Conqueror gun carriage.
Maybe when Karen Tiger's playing, or Dark Wars, they like to play the Artie quite a bit. Even to an extent, Horsemen do tend to pick the Artie every now and then, but we've seen them already take the Tier 9, so maybe they're not too keen on taking Tier 10 artillery. I don't know. But Mines, you know, it's one of those maps, I guess, that is still going to be fairly similar to how it was last patch.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not going to be super crazy like Himmelsdorf, Ghost Town, Rurenberg, any of those city maps. But certainly still a place for the mouse on this map, and we do see, again, a very, very heavy lineup coming out from Team Efficiency. Triple mouse, a TVP. They still have a bat chat and a couple of bat chat APs, but that's okay, because look at the roster for Horsemen here.
Yeah.
Really, they've only got a single mouse.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough then. And it'll be interesting to see how the Horsemen do there with that mouse and the FV215B. No other super heavies. I guess you would probably want to go for hill control quite early on as the Horsemen. Just have to watch out for that TVP, who will be reloaded first from Team Efficiency.
Well, let's have a look and see where Team Efficiency are going to send their mouse, because that's the real big question here, I think, on that attacking side. That's where the brunt of their force is going to be, and that's where those bat chats are going to be sort of lurking around. But obviously the bat chat's a little bit there for flanking and getting shots in the side. So going to use the mouse as a bit of bait, I suppose, is Team Efficiency. It's not like it can be doing anything all that much more, given that
say they're setting a mouse trap.
Yeah, they're setting a mouse trap. That's a good one. That's a good one. But yeah, like, it's not like the mouse is going to be rotating around the map, swapping between the 1 flag and the 2 flag. And I think Horsemen here have got the right idea. They're trying to use their mobility to try and take advantage of the slow sort of movement that Team Efficiency is going to have.
Oh no, look at that. Horsemen, 1 bat chat down already, and Team Efficiency, they're doing work onto OBOV as well.
Yeah, I mean, that, again, it's just the same situation that Horsemen had. Like, they send a guy in, he dies, and the map's pretty much already lost, really. There's no coming back from this. You can't come back from losing 2 bat chats without dealing really any significant damage. And even if they had dealt significant damage, Team Efficiency have 3 mouses on the field. You have to deal 9,600 damage to kill them all.
That's actually crazy when you think about
that. That's like
almost
the entire clip.
That's a team. That's like a team.
Yeah, like, I don't know what the total damage a bat chat can do is, but it's obviously a little bit more than 9,600. But like, to have that much HP, that's a significant amount of just damage that you have to get through.
Yeah.
It's just going to be great for damage farming, I guess.
It's going to be amazing. We're going to see so many players with a lot higher average damage dealt after this weekend.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
I was watching the Team Efficiency vs Dark Horse game yesterday, and JT just hit 5k like every second game. It's like,
brilliant.
Yep. That's what happens when you're firing at 3 mouses every game, you know?
Yep, and there we go. That will be Sphinx going down, Hokyao even going down to Granovsky, and Team Efficiency showing their prowess in this new mouse-filled patch.
Well, Horsemen aren't. Horsemen are doing the exact opposite. They don't seem like they'd have any idea what's going on here on Mines, really. They're the ones that picked this map as well. And remember, Team Efficiency have actually not played Mines before today. I am really quite perplexed as to what Horsemen have been deciding or trying to even do here, because it's just looked like it's been a mess.
It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong there for the Horsemen, I think. And look, I didn't really understand that lineup the Horsemen came into that with.
Yeah.
I mean, like, FV215B I sort of get, but you need more than, like, you honestly do need more than one mouse now.
Yeah.
Like, you need two, you need three, you know, to go up against that. And the Horsemen, they tried to push with the bat chats, but it's like at the end of the day, it's not like the bat chats could, you know, do loops around all of the mouses. They were still on a beach. The mouses could still shoot them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah. Like, I feel like on a map, maybe, for example, like Prokhorovka or Steps, where you have a bit more room to move, you can probably get away with picking more bat chats. But on a map like Mines, right, you're not going to be able to out-rotate the mouse.
Exactly.
So
that's the issue. I think Mines is just way too small of a map, because let's not forget, it is actually quite a small map, almost the equally smallest.
I think it is, yeah.
I believe, yeah. So really, you are going to really have those flanking opportunities, and if you are, they're going to be very short-lived. So, like, I think there maybe if the Horsemen had gone a half-half split, you know, maybe 3 mouses, 3 bat chats, push the mouses up the hill, made the bat chats flank around the 2 flag towards the back of the hill, maybe then they might have had something going for them, but this wasn't to be.
No,
So,
was not to be, and that's a really bad sign as well for Horsemen there, to start off with a
Yeah.
0-2 on their own map pick, on a map that Team Efficiency haven't played this season. Admittedly, you could probably argue no one's played Mines this season, now that we're in Mouse season, but look, it's just really bad. And to go into Steps and then Himmelsdorf after that, both of which are Team Efficiency's map picks, I can't see a great result here for Horsemen. I'm calling it very, very early after only 2 rounds, but like I said, I mean, they just looked absolutely shocking there on Mines. There's no way to sugarcoat it. Like, there was nothing good that you could bring out of that, I don't think.
We take a look at the post-battle stats. To be fair to the Horsemen, a few of their players have obviously got some decent-ish damage out. Gorilla there in number 2, Hokyao there in number 4, and yes, I understand it's a lot of damage to farm, but the good thing for the Horsemen is that they're not all just super potatoing. I mainly think it's their strategy there that didn't work out for them. And if we actually look at Horsemen on Mines traditionally, they have a 17% win rate on the attack.
Yeah.
So that's what you'd expect from them on Mines, if you're looking at it on paper. So that's why I'm not too worried for the Horsemen just yet.
Yeah, Archon again not having a great game. He was the one that went down on the boost in the first round. He was the one that led the charge with the bat chats. Didn't even get a single shot off. So far, essentially, it feels like Horsemen have been playing kind of 5v7, really, because they have lost those 2 tanks early on in both those rounds. Yes, you can maybe say that, well, we haven't really seen Horsemen tonight. They haven't been in with a chance in either of those rounds. So maybe coming out on Steps and Himmelsdorf, they will have something better for us. But I certainly hope that's going to be the case, because this could be a very, very short-lived matchup if Horsemen continue to play the way that they are.
It could be. It could be. We could be even looking at a 5-0 here. And, you know, before this week, I guess I wasn't too sure on what to expect with Team Efficiency and how they'd adapt to this new patch. But obviously, you know, you've been platooning against a few of them even today in their mouse platoons.
Well,
so.
they've pretty much all been playing a mouse, really. Like, every time I see one of them in a random battle, every time I watch one of them streaming, it's a mouse. Everywhere. It's just, that's what everyone's playing now.
Yeah.
You know, you can't get around it.
Yeah, well, that's tough, because that's what everyone is obviously playing here in the WGL now as well. I think the Horsemen could definitely add a few to their roster, but that's what we're going to be seeing moving forward. And you know what? It's actually kind of cool, because it felt as though the mouse before, like, it didn't really feel like the kind of super heavy monster that it was designed to be. You know, it kind of felt like...
If you remember back in beta, like, when you'd get in a mouse, or I didn't get in a mouse because I never got to the mouse, but when you'd be in your like little tier 5 tank and you'd see a mouse, you'd be like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
That's what it's like now.
Yeah.
Now it's sort of like living up to the reputation that it had. in saying that though, I still think it's a bit too strong.
Oh no, it's broken.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. But like, at least it gets to have its glory days.
Exactly, exactly, and I think that's cool. I mean, you could say that if the mouse was built in real life, then it might have been just this powerful. So yeah, there you go. Obviously, the mouse in real life, one of its uses is it was sort of designed to be a replacement for entire concrete bunkers. You know, they said that okay, let's just drive the mouse in there. Don't worry about building a bunker for 6 months. Just drive a tank in there. There's your bunker.
I thought they actually did make a mouse, like a prototype.
Yeah.
It's the E100 that wasn't actually built. It was just the blueprint. Yeah. Anyway. That's, I guess, some trivia for you. But thinking about steps here, Team Efficiency's map pick. Team Efficiency have looked so good on that map as well. I don't see Horsemen coming out here with a win.
I'm not seeing it either, to be honest. So let's see, though. Who knows? Horsemen, they're not terrible on steps, so they could pull something out. And that is very interesting. The Horsemen are actually going to be going with a T110 E3 on the steps defense.
Yeah, no tank that they can really boost. I mean, you could obviously put a Batch Hat on the boost or a 1390 if you push it up, but I don't think either of them is the ideal situation here. And M4043 again for Team Efficiency. It'll be Skell in that one. They did play it on the steps attack yesterday when I was watching their game against Dark Wolves. And it seemed to be reasonably good, although I think Dark Wolves kind of lost that game by failing the boost 3 times in the STRV on the defensive side. So, I don't know, you can't really draw too much from that for Team Efficiency. This one is going to be a good one, though, because he's got some nice targets to shoot at. He's got an E3, he's got a mouse.
Yep.
I mean, lots of big targets. And in an M4043, you're still going to be able to damage them.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's good. I'm liking that pick there, and the 1-2-1 as well, that Chinese tier 10 medium with nice high alpha that JT's going to be locking in there, should do some work as well.
Yep.
Spence getting into the old school 2-flag defensive position here, not actually the boost, but still he can sit in a little bush there and be relatively safe in terms of spotting.
Yeah, I really got to question how this is going to work for Horsemen, because Team Efficiency, I guess they don't have anyone that can get on the flag so easily. They've got Bat Chats, which is maybe a plus or a positive for Horsemen, but this kind of a lineup to me doesn't feel that threatening.
No. I think, lots of Bat Chats and the T110E3. I think that's the issue with the T110E3 is that it can't rotate that fast. And, I mean, it is really stuck in one area of the map for... most of the time, if Team Efficiency do decide to push in there, then you're not going to be able to move it fast.
Gorilla spotted. What can Skell do in his M4043? Oh,
that was.
I think that might have been Moore or JT. Skell has yet to actually fire. Here we go. He's zoned in, and he's just damaged the track.
Yeah, I think he probably should have aimed a little bit back there. But anyways, Skell going to be getting the reload happening in that one. And he is, of course, running with the extra gasoline and the case of cola on that M40, M43, as is the standard. So, you can see there that Gorilla going to be taking a few shots from JT. Obviously, that 1-2-1 not going to be able to go through that mouse at that angle.
No. I think the reason that he's picked the 1-2-1 as opposed to an Object 140, which we used to see him grabbing a little more, is that, it's got that little bit of extra alpha. I believe it's got a little bit more pen than the 140 as well, so. Which is probably why we're starting to see it a lot more now that the mouse is being used up a little bit more. Where's Skeld gone? What's he doing? He's just having a good drive.
Ooh, Hockey trying to get a shot. I'm not sure whether that was a blind fire or not. But, yeah, the 1-2-1, of course, it does have 340.
Here's another arty shot. What are we going to do? Surely this one hits. Yeah.
Yep.
545. I mean, you'll take it. I think that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's what you want. But yeah, it's got 340 mils of pen versus 330 of the object. So, nice little difference. That extra 10 mils of pen can mean the difference between actually going through or not going through. And, you take what you can get. More here sitting in that bush.
What's the end game really here for Horsemen? Because they are going to have to reset. I don't think the E3 or the mouse is going to be able to get involved in a fight that does eventuate, because Team Efficiency have got full Bat Chats. they can just run away. Well, they've got full bat chats. I mean, they've got a 113 as well and a 121. But essentially a very, very fast lineup compared to what is sort of a half and half lineup here. So really, if these bat chats from Horsemen get a little bit too aggressive or get too keen, they are going to be punished by team efficiency because the Mouse and the E3 aren't going to be able to get involved.
Well, look, I actually like what Horsemen are doing here. They're pushing in from the bottom. The Mouse and the E3 should be able to push up and get involved if they want to. We can see there that, you know, more... He's not going to have an easy time going through either of those two guys when they're all the way over there. And Gronowski already taking some damage. So I'm actually a little bit worried for team efficiency here.
Well, Nundesu and Sphinx are going to have to get rid of Bohan. That's the first order of the day. Is anyone from Team Efficiency going to be able to help him out? Doesn't look like it. Bohan is probably just going to go down here for free. That's really not great for Team Efficiency, but Party going to come in here and try to get some damage across, though what he doesn't know, or perhaps what he didn't account for, is that there's a couple more bat chats headed in their direction. Spencer does go down to Gronowski, but it's only a tier 8 tank. Party's very low, Moore's very low. Even Gronowski is lit up pretty badly, and a lot of those Horseman tanks still have shells which they can fire. So this is not looking 100% for Team Efficiency. I got to say that. Need to see something big coming out from that artillery from Skell.
Yeah, and the issue is as well that Hokia's now getting involved in the fight as well. He just put a big shell into Archon in that T1 10E5, and look, if Team Efficiency leave that one on the field, then that is a lot of damage that's going to be going into them.
Well, 5 versus 6 now in the favour of Horsemen. Sphinx looking the healthiest of really anyone actually on the field at the moment. I guess you could argue Skell has 100% HP, but not quite all that great, given that he's only got 400 there. But now Team Efficiency might be starting to pull ahead. This Mouse is just getting absolutely bullied by JT. He can't kill JT because he doesn't have the gun depression, and he is going to be able to get some backup from Sphinx, but a lot of damage going into that Mouse, and this has actually started to stabilize a little bit for Team Efficiency.
Oh yeah,
now.
Hokia, I think he's on fire, yes! I think there was a fire that just blew up Hokia from Skell there.
And that's why I said, like, we needed to see something from Skell. And there you go. He
That
gets
was
Hokia
literally
from
a
almost
massive...
half HP, or more than
Yeah.
half HP.
Yeah.
So he's put at least a good shot into the Mouse. He's put a good shot into the E3. Probably got a couple more there that I haven't seen. But now that it's a 4 versus 3, it's probably Team Efficiency's way.
It's looking good for them. It's looking good for them. And oh no, and actually I've just noticed that Gorilla, his engine is damaged. And as a Mouse, to have your engine damaged, he is not moving. Like
Yeah, look, I mean, you're going to be going slow anyway in a Mouse. I don't think the engine is the biggest of deals. But yeah, you're right. It's not obviously not ideal.
Yeah. Well,
especially when there's an artillery
yeah,
on the
exactly. Skell, he can just let this entire reticle zoom in to the perfect amount, and Gorilla,
He
can't
could probably
dodge.
kill Gorilla here with this shot if it hits.
Yeah, if he gets a good one.
Not quite.
Lol, 212.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Good old Mouse armor.
Yeah, but still, now everyone really from Team Efficiency should be off the reload. Sphinx looks like he's still actually on the reload for some reason.
Might have just kind of tried to get another reload after backing out a little bit. But look, Team Efficiency, they do need to push in here in a little bit because we've got 3 minutes left on the clock. So
That's a little bit of extra time for the M4043 though. I think what they want to do really is just allow Skell to get rid of that Mouse without any, you know, without them taking any kind of a risk. Once that Mouse is down, then Team Efficiency are much more free, and there we go. We should start to see them move around the map a little bit more now. Probably Gronowski. Okay, so after Gronowski's gone for a reload, that's when we might see Team Efficiency starting to go for something here. But it seems like Horsemen, in fact, actually might be the ones going for something, which is, I'm not sure if that's the correct decision.
You don't reckon?
No. I mean, they don't know that Gronowski's on the reload at the moment. It kind of works for them, but... Oh, okay, Staffy's got his gun in the wrong direction. That's not too bad for Horsemen, so they do only take one shot for that, but still 2 tanks here on the Team Efficiency side, but that's actually really, really nice for Horsemen. I mean, Skell, you have to think he's probably not going to be having all that much of an impact on this now. I don't know, maybe they just put Skell on the cap?
Yeah, I reckon putting Skell on the cap would be the right way to go, but so they might just be chasing him down instead. 2 minutes left on the clock. They do not want to waste those 2 minutes. Gronowski already trying to get a shot over to Archon. Not going to be connecting that one.
That's pretty big. I think best case scenario now, Team Efficiency get on the cap. I mean, they will get reset, but at least they have to try and force Horsemen back to them. Because they can't afford to be chasing 2 Batchats around the map.
Yeah.
They don't have the HP, really.
You're right. They have less HP than them, so...
Okay, Skell's on the cap. Who else is going to get on? Gronowski?
Yep.
And more probably just sit in a scouting position here.
Yeah, more needs. The scouting here, this is what will win it or lose it for team
If
efficiency.
more goes down, it's a loss.
Yep, 100%. So Granovsky
Looking
there.
in the wrong direction as well. Skell's not going to get a good shot off here. He's going to have to just probably go for a snapshot and hope for the best.
Oh, there we go. He's moving now. And it's looking like the Horsemen here, what they might just be trying to do is just wait a little bit longer and then get the one reset.
Where did that
there we
reset
go.
come from? Oh, no, that wasn't a reset. That was just hitting more. Okay, that's okay. Team efficiency, though, in a bit of a difficult spot now because Moore's a one-shot.
Yeah.
Granovsky can only afford to take 2 shells here, and they need to get some free damage here into Sphinx or Archon. At the moment, it's not happening. If Skell was in an RU or something, that would be excellent, but this should be a pretty easy reset for Sphinx unless something horrible happens. In the end, Granovsky bounces his shot off him, but
good.
it's a 1-for-1 trade. The reset has come across, though.
Yeah, no, look, Granovsky's only got one shot.
They can't win this unless Skell hits a big shot with that artillery. There's no time for Granovsky to reload.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep, that's
Horsemen win.
Horsemen win. Simple.
Wow.
So, yeah, Archon on 7-10. It's such a shame when it ends like that, but there's just nothing they can do.
I mean, unless Granovsky ammo-racks him.
Yeah, you reckon?
I don't reckon, Alex. I don't. But that's the only way that team efficiency wins now.
That would be amazing, though, if Granovsky ammo racked him.
Well, Horseman picking up the win there on steps.
Close win.
I gotta say, though, it didn't look 100%.
I thought it looked right. Horsemen made the right moves there. I mean, you know, they had the right decision to rotate in from the bottom of the
The fight
flag
that they
there.
initially took looked pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't mind that at all.
I don't know if the E3 and the mouse were necessarily necessary.
Well, I actually disagree there because team efficiency had so many bat chats that they did have to put, you know, a few shots here or there into the mouse because at the end of the day, as much as you'd like to, you can't actually just ignore it, you know, if it is a target on the field, and that meant that they couldn't put as many shots into the bat chats. The E3 was in a position far enough back that, you know, it was causing a lot of trouble for team efficiency. The only time that they managed to get it down was because of a nice arty shot that put it on fire. Like, if they hadn't got that, then the E3 would have just kept on, you know, being a pest. So...
I wonder what team efficiency could have done differently there. It felt as though Bohan kind of got caught out, whether that was his fault or whether maybe he was told to be in that position or just didn't have any backup.
Maybe.
Regardless, he probably didn't or shouldn't have gotten caught out. Someone should have been able to get some more damage into those bat chats
earlier.
while he was taking damage.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's kind of where things sort of went undone a little bit for team efficiency.
Yeah, well, exactly. It was a great initiation to the fight there by the Horsemen. And, you know, they've showed their confidence on Steps because Steps is a good map for them. And it always kind of has been, I guess. They do know how to play it. They know how to rotate on it. And even with those two sort of heavy tanks, well, heavier in terms of weight tanks, the T1, T3 obviously being the tank destroyer, you know, they use them pretty well. And I think what might have worked better for team efficiency there is maybe even if they just... I don't know, gone into, or maybe sat even more defensively behind the railway after getting the flag cap happening. They didn't have any tier 8s to get the flag cap with.
Exactly, that was the problem, really. If they had had a RU251 or a UDES to get on that cap, I think they would have had a much better time, even though it felt like the M4043 was really quite impactful.
Yeah, I love Gorilla there, just completely unable to get the shot. But didn't save team efficiency. Good little shot there from Skell to take out Gorilla and the mouse, but it is sort of like shooting fish in a barrel. Shooting a mouse in an artillery.
Granovsky missed that shot, I think, onto Sphinx. And if he had have hit that one, he wouldn't have needed the second one to kill him.
Yeah.
Anyway, the little things, I suppose, there. But Skell, 3.8k in the M4043. Got to give him props for that, but unfortunately wasn't enough, really, for team efficiency to pull off the win.
Yeah, Skell doing work in that M43 there. Gorilla there on the mouse, 1920 damage. There's bat chats up the top. It's interesting. I really did. I really was thinking that we might see a few less bat chats, but at the end of the day, I guess it's still got good pen. Still very, very mobile. Still does a lot of damage in the clips. So I guess not too surprising to see it picked quite this often.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to see anything too crazy on Steps, I don't think. Himmelsdorf is the one where we're going to get some interesting stuff. But for now, Bohan there in the 113, he didn't actually even manage to put any damage into those bat chats. That's surprising. I thought he got a couple of shots off. Well, he did get a few shots off, but didn't actually penetrate or damage anything with them.
Yeah, 0 damage. Not great. there by Mr. Bohan. But look, overall, I think we've seen some pretty good play there from the Horsemen. It's good to see that they're in it. You know, they're taking it to team efficiency here, and I'm feeling a little bit better about my 5-3 prediction, Jordan.
I'm still not sure they're going to get to 3. I think they probably can get to 2 here, maybe with a round on Himmelsdorf, but I certainly think team efficiency should be able to close this out in the second half of steps to get the 1-1. I think Himmelsdorf, best case scenario, was a 1-1 for Horsemen as well. So I'm not really sold yet on the Horsemen, even though they have won 1 round. It didn't, to me, feel like it was a hugely comfortable round. I mean, a few things went their way, which potentially, if they hadn't gone their way, team efficiency would have won.
Interesting. I mean, I think on paper, the guys from team efficiency should be able to take this round. Defense is their favoured side by a little bit in terms of win rate, but I don't know. I feel the Horsemen, they're actually still playing quite well today, and maybe the Horsemen have some new interesting tank picks lined up for us in the attacking half of Himmelsdorf. Maybe they'll go a little bit heavier on the attacking half and you know, try and make something work. What I would really like to see, and what I think would actually work quite well here on steps in the new patch, is even some mouses heading towards that 2 flag, like an actual super heavy lineup heading towards the 2 flag.
Yeah, but then you run the risk of if, for example, an STRV is boosted up above the 2 flag, you know, what are you going to do?
I think the STRV is a bit of an edge case there. If you've got an STRV, then maybe you rethink it a little bit.
But how many options do you really have when you have a full mouse lineup on steps? I don't know. I don't think we're going to see it. But team efficiency, of course, not going to be obliging us with a full mouse lineup. Just taking a single Type 5, a 113. So JT Bohan, Batshouts rounding out the rest of the team. Horsemen for their own right, a couple of FV215Bs.
Yep.
Don't mind that.
Not bad. We've got the grill on the Horseman side as well, which, you know, I'm not a big fan of the grill now, but it can still work. It does, of course, or it has, of course, had a bit of a nerf recently, which has impacted its effectiveness.
Not too much, though. I still think it's a good tank.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, having the mobility nerf, it's, you know...
It takes longer to reload. I mean, it doesn't have quite as good shell velocity either. So
yeah.
They're really, like, not huge nerfs.
They're quality of life nerfs.
Yeah,
really.
that's kind of what I was thinking of as well. But obviously, you don't really talk about that when you're mentioning nerfs. But I understand your point, yeah. Anyway, we'll see what team efficiency can do here. Safi quite far forward in his bat chat at the moment. Bohan does have a bit of backup, or he's backing him up. And then, of course, Party and JT there back towards that A4 area. So, all in all, it's a fairly standard setup, really, for team efficiency. Though, typically we would have seen, last patch, we would have seen JT on a Kronwagen. He'd have been sort of down in C1, and then the rest of the bat chats would have been up in A4 with Bohan in a 113, sort of hanging around that mid area where he is at the moment. So, a little bit of a difference from team efficiency now that this map is, or the meta has changed. Now that we've got JT in that Type 5 heavy, fulfilling a bit of a different role. But essentially, if he can hit a bat chat, that's 1400 damage. Done.
Yep.
Easy.
Yep.
You know, it's entirely possible. That's what he's here for.
Look, absolutely. That's kind of the danger of the bat chats now when there's Type 5 heavies on the field. Of course, the Type 5 heavies gun does only have 75mm of penetration, but with those gold shells can deal 1400 average damage, which is pretty insane. Almost makes me want to train up for one, Jordan.
Oh, nah. I don't think I could get through that. No way.
Don't reckon?
No.
It'll be fun playing the, you know, Oho and the...
I think a Type 5 heavy is going to teach people bad habits, really. You know, having a derp gun at tier 10. Like, what is a weak spot? I don't care. I just shoot anywhere.
Yeah,
deal
exactly.
damage.
Exactly. Well, it's not like you can aim for weak spots anywhere with a Type 5 heavy because it's got 0.5 meters per 100 meters accuracy, which is terrible. So,
anyway, not really for us to discuss, I suppose. It's more just for JT to take advantage of.
Yep. Yeah, it will be interesting to see how much he ricochets as well. It would be great to get a kind of damage blocked overview at the end of the game.
Yeah, well, that's going to be an interesting stat in this meta, isn't it? It wasn't so much last season, patch, because there wasn't that much blocked, generally speaking.
Exactly.
But
you couldn't block, you know, 4,000 damage in a game.
In a mouse, in a Type 5, things are going to be interesting here. What's the gun depression like on a Type 5 heavy? It's not bad.
From memory, it's about 8 degrees, I think.
Kronwagen has 12, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So
It's got more.
Yeah, of course it's got more. Like that's its thing, right? But if a Type 5 Heavy's still got that good gun depression, 600 damage into Gorilla as we speak from JT, not too bad from him. You know, that Type 5 Heavy is not going to be too bad just poking over that rail track like what we see JT typically doing with the Kronwagen.
Yep, and here we go. It's looking like the Horsemen are pushing in towards this 2 flag right here. Moore, he's a little bit caught out. Team efficiency need to react to this.
Yeah, Moore is, yeah, he's going to go down here. I don't think he gets out of here alive. Oh, he
yes,
does get below that ridge, but yeah, he's okay. Okay, I thought he might be under a bit more pressure. I thought OBOV might have committed to it, but it was just Sphinx, and now everything is going to come down to Skell up there on that boost. What can he do here? Looks like team efficiency. I'm going to just try and push forward with those bat chats, interestingly. Not sure if that's the correct decision here, because Horsemen have backed off that flag. Spencer takes a big chunk of damage.
I think that was from JT.
Yeah, potentially.
Oh, yep, there we go. Bohan finishing him off. So, it's looking good here for team efficiency, taking the first kill of the match. Moore not looking too healthy, but I feel as though that cap not working has been a big thorn in the side for the Horsemen. Bit of a blow for them.
GG's just sitting in the middle of, like, nowhere.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He's in a Type 5 Heavy. He says, shoot me. I don't give a damn, you know? And Granovsky taking down Gorilla. Again, it's just Horsemen losing tanks all over the place.
Yep, and JT's just about off the reload as well with that big 150mm gun. He's looking for the shot on towards NFV, but not going to find it. And now team efficiency, I think now is when they want to push their advantage. They've taken that FV215B off the field. That's a lot of constant damage gone. And, uh-oh, now JT. Oh, taking a big shot from the grill. That's a good one.
Yeah, but he's still got 1,000 HP. He's not going to be too bothered. These bat chats rolling around. They could take him out. He needs to turn the turret around. If he can get a shot into one of them, it could be massive, but he misses.
Missed it.
That's unfortunate for JT. He had everything on a platter right in front of him, but, well, he slipped and the waitress threw his platter everywhere. I don't know. But didn't work out for him. That's the takeaway. And Party now might be under a bit of pressure as well. This is the chance for Horsemen to actually come back into this.
Yeah, this is
Granovsky can get shots in, but again, he's not quite landing those shots at the moment. How many has he got left? He's got none. He's reloading.
That's not good. That's not good at all from team efficiency. And just like that, their HP drops down to 5,000, putting them about 1,800 below the Horsemen right now. And the Horsemen, well, now that they've taken that Type 5 Heavy off the field, that is a lot of threat gone from their push. Nundes has been doing a really good job there in the grill, just getting out those big shots time after time.
Yeah, this is, again, not looking good for team efficiency. Like, they had a massive lead, and somehow they throw it away by having a Type 5 Heavy on its own and then a bat chat really on its own. I mean, Granovsky was there, but I think he didn't even have a full clip loaded, I'm pretty sure. I think he only had 3, and he might have hit 1.
Yeah. Wasn't great, but
I mean,
at least he
you
got
could
away
argue
alive.
that might have been a different situation if JT hit his shot into the side of a bat chat. Maybe team efficiency could have been able to pick up 1 when they drove over the tracks, but it's well, again, it's not looking perfect from team efficiency here on steps. I really expected them to have a better time on it.
Well, here we go. The good thing, though, for team efficiency is they're on the defense, and we've only got 3 minutes left. So if they can just hold out a little bit longer, or maybe fend off the Horsemen for just that touch extra time, then they should be able to pull this one off just with that timer going down. And the Horsemen right now, while they do have the advantage, it's not big enough to you know, just let them YOLO in for free.
Safi's got to be quaking in his boots right now. A couple of shells headed in his direction, but he's okay. Yeah, I think the real takeaway, like you said, for team efficiency right now is that timer is working in their favor. I mean, 2 minutes is well enough for Horsemen to get something done here, but if they get this one too late, you know, Skell's still going to be up on that boost. Actually, no, he's down. He's off the boost. Okay. Interesting. Well, it's going to come down to Horsemen. They need to push. They need to do something.
Absolutely.
They're not.
They do 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. They're running out of time. They need to be going in, and you know, I'm sure if we could jump on the Horsemen's TeamSpeak right now, they would definitely be starting to fire up. Team efficiency, though, I think they're doing the right thing apart from Bohan dying.
Yeah. Again, Bohan goes down without much of a trade from team efficiency. Admittedly, that time he had no HP, but
Actually, Hokyao's ammo rack is damaged.
Yep.
Nandesu's in a bit of trouble. 2 minutes left. If they could take out Nandesu, then I feel the team efficiency should be feeling comfortable in this.
Well, Safi spotted out Sphinx. Won't get his shots though. Sphinx is going to get around the corner, but he does know. I think that Nandesu is in that vicinity. Nandesu was the one that took down Bohan, so Bohan would have given him the information there, and Safi does spot out Nandesu. Another shot from team efficiency, missing there though.
Nice,
in the end,
nice. That's
Granovsky
big.
Does pick up the kill, and that is big. Like you said, 1:30 left. Is Horseman going to even have enough damage to get rid of these guys? I mean, you can't really rely on the FV215B to be getting many shots here because he's not going to be able to chase the Batchats around. It will come down to OBOV, Archon, and Sphinx.
Yeah, these Batchats are all that the Horsemen essentially have right now with that FV215B's ammo rack damaged. And
Explain, what are they doing, Alex?
I said, why are they going back? Oh,
They're
maybe
gonna
they're
try and
capping.
cap, but-
Okay.
Don't cap. Team efficiency can get a reset. Team efficiency only need one. Maybe two. One, I think. Oh. Sphinx is going to die to Safi, I think. Yep, there we go.
Yep.
And now it's just a simple task of someone from team efficiency getting a reset in the next 30 seconds. Which should be, well, entirely doable. Skell should be able to do it.
Yeah. That's... The only thing is, if Skell insta-dies here, and then...
No, Granovsky will be able to do it as well.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Skell's probably just going to go in for the spots, and then Granovsky will get it. Or both of them, I suppose, will go for a reset. Yeah, this is so easy. This is so easy.
Yep.
Team efficiency
There you go.
have won. I mean,
There's the
Granovsky's
reset.
going to get one from the top, and there's nothing. Nothing that Horseman can do about this.
Yeah, unless they magically all chase down the
No,
guys.
Safi's on the other side of the map. Safi's
Okay.
on the other side of the map.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Safi's doing his job well in that case.
I hope, at least. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, okay.
Well played by team efficiency. They are going to pick up the round. Again, not 100%, but good enough to be able to get the round on the board. I got to say, though, I thought that a 2-0 coming out from TE there would have been what they were gunning for. I think they would be disappointed with how that sort of series on steps has
Yeah,
gone.
look, I mean, again, the Horsemen have always been good on steps, so for team efficiency to drop one to them, I don't think it's too bad. You know, semi-expected a little bit, but overall, very, very good play there from the Horsemen, and good play from team efficiency to even it up one apiece on steps and making it overall 3-1.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a pretty reasonable scoreline here for team efficiency. I said I thought Horseman was going to get 2 rounds on the board, but honestly, at this point, I'm not quite 100% on that. I guess Himmelsdorf, that could go either way, but definitely team efficiency to me is looking like the stronger team. In saying that, I don't think that they are looking 100% tonight. On mines, they look fantastic.
You don't reckon?
But there on Himmelsdorf, I think there was some mistakes made by
They're on
a lot of
steps, yeah.
players from team efficiency. A lot of shots missed that probably shouldn't have been missed from team efficiency.
Fair enough. Yeah, look, I actually think it's a little bit more of a case of their default strategy that they always do on steps. They didn't really put into place there. They've obviously changed it up a little bit, you know, tried to adapt to the new patch, but I don't think that's set in stone. So I think the next time we see team efficiency play on steps, they might still be changing that and adapting it and, you know, moving their positions, etc., you know, to use those new tanks a little bit more effectively.
Oh, well. Yeah, if that
so
shot
disappointing.
had gone in, I think honestly JT probably would have been better off going for OBOV instead of Archon there.
Probably.
He could have just held his line for a second and then taken the shot on OBOV instead of trying to track Archon the whole time around. In the end, I mean, team efficiency still win there, but a very, very high damage game coming out. Granovsky with 3.9k damage. Good stuff from him. Have a look at that, though. All the Horsemen. You know, you'd think from having a look at this scoreboard, Horsemen would have picked up the win there. But
I think so.
team efficiency were the victors in the end.
Yep. There we go. Well, Horsemen doing well. They grilled there Nandesu. I mean, honestly, I actually would have expected Nandesu. I know he died, but would have expected him to deal a little bit more than that. Only 1900 damage against team efficiency when, you know, they did have that Type 5 heavy on the field, which is a little bit extra damage to farm. You know, he fired 6 shots. He hit, what, maybe 3 of them?
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, well. Win some, you lose some, I guess. And JT in that Type 5 heavy, he hasn't actually done too well there.
No, that's not that great. I mean,
needed to hit that big shot.
Exactly. He needed to hit the shot on the sides of the Batchat. Could have been big. Could have been big, but JT lets me down.
It was small.
It was small. Oh, well. That's steps. 3-1 in the favour of Team Efficiency now. And thinking about Himmelsdorf, I mean, that's a map, again, that I've always felt Team Efficiency have been pretty good on. Coming into this meta, though, are they going to be good on it? Because a lot of what their players like to play is not a mouse, you know? The only one which I would say is going to be really quite comfortable in a mouse is probably Bohan, because that's kind of the role that he's been playing this entire season.
Exactly.
But
like
you put Safi in a mouse, you know, he's not going to do badly, but he wants to be in a bat chat. You put Party in a mouse, he wants to be in a 50B. You put Moore in a mouse, he wants to be in a bat chat or a 50B. Like, these are not players that will be naturally mouse favored, I suppose.
Mouse favored.
They're not naturally going to just jump in a mouse and be like, damn, I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah. Maybe Team Efficiency should get me then. I'd jump in a mouse and say, oh, damn, I'm enjoying myself.
Would you, though?
Yeah, I love mouses.
Okay.
I love playing very heavily armoured tanks. I'm actually quite good at it. Because, like, I play the Kranwagen on our press account, and...
That's not... That's totally irrelevant.
No. And you know, I used the armour first game. I got
It's not a heavily
badge.
armoured tank.
I used it as a heavily armoured tank.
Alex!
It's okay, Jordan. It's okay. But look, either way, Team Efficiency, they, I think, are comfortable enough with the mouses to just pick the right amount of them. But you're right, Himmelsdorf, it will be interesting to see just how many crazy tanks we see. I wouldn't be too surprised to see the T95s coming in as well, because they have had a little bit of a buff. Movement speed up to 20 kilometers an hour.
Yep.
So, you know, maybe a few T95s. They should go through the mouses fairly well.
I don't really think, at least from these teams, that we're going to see a T95. Probably we'll see a T110E3 from Horsemen on the defense. I certainly expect we're going to see at least a couple of mouses and a Type 5 heavy from either team, or, you know, 1 or 2 smattered around there. JT for me will be in a Type 5 heavy. Probably see 3 or 4 mouses coming out from Team Efficiency on the defense or on the attack. I think it works on both sides. And for Horsemen, I'm thinking it's going to be fairly similar. Maybe we see, you know, a 50B or maybe one 50B. Let's have a look, though.
Yeah.
Okay, 250Bs.
250Bs. Okay, and we've actually got a T110E4 picked there for Team Efficiency, which I like that as well. We've got Horseman picking a T110E3, so going with the other Tier 10 American tank destroyer. 3 mouses on either side. I kind of like the Horsemen's lineup a little bit more, though, particularly those FV215Bs, because you know, compared to the AMX 50Bs, they're the ones that are going to be able to really get out that sustained damage in a brawl. And Team Efficiency, they're going to really need to play those AMX 50Bs quite well to...
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got Safi in a mouse, we've got JT in a mouse, and Bohan in a mouse. Party's in the E4. I think, you know, obviously last patch we would have seen a 4005 coming out from Party, but you can't pick a 4005 on Himmelsdorf anymore because there's going to be so many mouses on the other team. Like, imagine he picks a 4005 here. The only tank that he's really going to do damage to is Spencer. So that's why we were starting to see this E4 coming out now, as opposed to, you know, what was the favoured tank destroyer here on Himmelsdorf before.
You could still go an AP 4005.
Oh, don't even start, Alex.
I'll admit that it wouldn't be that good, but you could still go it and just load AP. You know, 310 mils of penetration. It's not that bad. It's just a little bit bad. And Skell there just destroying his counterpart in Spencer, almost taking him down.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Spencer didn't even manage to get a shot back there, but in the end, Skell only takes 1, really. So overall, a pretty favourable trade there for Team Efficiency. Horsemen do take a bit of damage over on Sphinx as well. And, well, we're still kind of waiting for the Team Efficiency heavy tanks to get in position. Yeah. So we'll be a while yet, guys.
Yeah.
Skell goes
taking
down,
their
though.
time. Oh, that's disappointing. That's very disappointing that Skell, after that nice bit of play there, got taken down. Oh well. Granovsky, though, does manage to find Mr. Spencer. It's going to be a bit of valuable information, though, for the guys on Horsemen, spotting out Granovsky on that hill.
And here we go. The mouse just doesn't stop pressing W by the looks of things.
That's the way it works. Safi there, going to be getting a few shots, and looking at Team Efficiency's kind of setup here, I mean, As long as Safi can actually get these trades, then I don't mind it. But
I think he just has to keep moving forward because he can't afford to just keep taking those trades like that. Eventually, he is going to start taking damage, and you know, obviously they're peeking out before he can turn his turret back around. The reason he's facing the wall like that, for anyone that doesn't know, is that he's trying to angle the turret armor. If you look directly at an enemy tank in a mouse, you know, you're pretty easy to pen through the turret. So that's what he's doing, just to clear it up. But this is looking pretty good for team efficiency.
Yep, this is definitely looking good. So there we go, Safi again getting the ricochets, and Hockey Spencer, they're down so far for the Horsemen. With 1 FV 215B off the field, that's going to be a nice little bit of damage that team efficiency is not going to have to worry with. But Moore's just gone down as well.
Yeah, Safi though. How many shells? We're going to have to see how much damage he's blocked after this game because it's a lot. But have a look at this. Granovsky getting all the way down that A line without being spotted.
Oh, that could be dangerous.
He's going to be able to come around. Actually, I would have liked to have seen him just push down the 8 line because he is going to get on the cap. So Horsemen are going to know that he's there, but he should still be able to get behind Archon at the very least and really just clip him out pretty easily. I mean, obviously Archon's not going to die to it, but he should get the damage across, right? And that's what matters.
Yeah, Safi still doing work in that mouse there, taking out Sphinx's 215B. And right now, Archon's going to be the next on the chopping block there for the Horsemen. And right now, team efficiency, they're looking good.
They are looking good. They're not looking perfect, but they're looking pretty good. I think this is good enough to be able to pull off the win here. I mean, now that they've put that much damage into OBOV, I mean, Nandesu taking a bit there as well has swung things much more in their favor. It was still, you know, the health was still pretty close, but this is probably going the way of team efficiency now. And it's just like, it's weird, this sort of a patch. I feel like by this point, I'd be like, okay, the game's over, but we still have to wait for the mouse to get into position to actually shoot things.
Yeah.
So I'm still having to talk about Himmelsdorf.
It's great. I love it.
I've got to change the meta of my casting, Alex.
Yeah, everyone's got to change something, Jordan. Oh, JT doesn't have to change much though because he is a gun and he's going to be probably top of the scoreboard here. He can't even move back fast enough to actually get the shot onto the lower front plate.
Yeah.
That's very funny. So Nandesu actually kind of out-mousing him there.
It was just the reload times were kind of working in the favor of Nandesu, I think.
Yeah, oh, there we go. JT gets one. Oh, and he's tracked him as well. That should be enough. Oh, no. Oh, no, he can't get through.
Oh, this is JT. This is JT's worst nightmare.
Oh, no, Nandesu's not gone through. The mouse off. Honestly, no, he's not gone through again.
We're going to be stuck in Himmelsdorf forever.
Oh, there we go.
Went through.
There we go.
Oh, here comes Granovsky to ruin the fun.
Come on, Granovsky, mate.
And party. There we go. Nandesu goes down. Eventually. And team efficiency do pull off the first round of Himmelsdorf.
Okay, well, that was quite fun actually to watch.
It wasn't.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Can we go back to the VAT chat meta, please?
No, I'm enjoying the mouse meta. You know, it requires a lot. I think a little bit more mechanical skill because you really need to kind of, you know, aim at the weak points more so than the bat chat meta where you just shot stuff.
All right, well, it's not gone well for Horsemen so far in this meta.
No. Look, we think about the tank picks there. Horsemen did have the 215Bs, but a 215B is not really designed to poke a very experienced mouse player down a line. You know, you want to be getting into a brawl with them, yes. You want to be just out DPMing them, yes. But not doing what those 215Bs of the Horsemen were doing and trying to trade it out down, you know, around a corner, which obviously didn't work for them because mouse not really going to ricochet off much on a 215B. 215B, going to struggle with the mouse.
I really think that it wasn't necessarily down to that. It was more down to the fact that team efficiency had the 50Bs and they used the 50Bs well. I mean, the strength of the 50B in this meta now is going to be that its mobility is going to be better than everyone else, really, on Himmelsdorf.
Yeah.
And it still has quite a lot of damage potential coming out from that clip. Granovsky, I mean, Moore obviously didn't do that much. He got taken down early, but Granovsky was a key part of that for team efficiency. Getting around behind that mouse, I think it was Archon. And, you know, he was in there as well in pretty much all of the fights. So I think he's going to be up towards the top of the damage charts, just using his mobility really well. Yeah,
no, that's a fair call, I think. And again, the mobility there also might have countered that Timothy E3 that Gorilla was playing. We'll be interested to see how much the E4 of team efficiency ended up doing there.
Yeah, I think he got a few shots off, so he'd be up there. Maybe not top, but he's definitely managed to do a little bit of damage. More so, I want to see how much damage Safi actually blocked.
Yes.
Because he was bouncing shells all over the place.
Definitely want to see how much damage Safi blocked. in that one. So that'd be pretty amazing if we could see that. Who knows though? But look, Safi, I think he's probably blocked around 3,000. You know, maybe even 2,000, 2,500 or so. So, oh, never mind.
And what was your guess again?
3,000.
3,000? Apparently he blocked 4,000. 5,400. That's a lot. It's probably more than he's blocked in his entire WGL this season.
It legit is. It legit.
Because he only plays the bat chat. So he might be ding 1 or 2 shells around.
That is so insane to think about, that he blocked 5,400 damage. He's blocked like what, 3 bat chats worth of damage almost.
Bat chat's 1,800.
Almost.
So yeah, no, 5,400 would be 3 bat chats.
There you go. That's right.
If my maths is correct, which it generally isn't, but I think at this time it is. So yeah, that's a little bit crazy. And Granovsky up the top there, I'm not surprised by that at all. He had a really good game. Safi 3.5k with 5.4k blocked.
Yeah, that's
what, like 9k combined?
That's insane. That's insane.
I don't know, man. Party did a good job there as well. 3.3k in his E4. We said he probably did a little bit, and he did do a pretty reasonable job. So yeah, good stuff across the board from team efficiency. They were just winning those trades, apart from JT. Everyone else seemed to be having a good time. Yeah,
JT was struggling against Nandesu. So, yeah, I guess next up, Gorilla then, that T110E3, 2,000 damage. Hokyao in the FV215B, 2,200 damage. So, you know, some pretty decent numbers there from the Horsemen up on the top 7, but I'll be interested to see who from the Horsemen didn't really get it in the bottom 8 to 14th players, and it was obviously Spencer, Archon even. Honestly, that's the difference with this patch. Even if you're the bottom damage dealer for your team in terms of tier 10s, 1,500 damage.
Yeah, like, we'd be going, oh, you know, 1,500, it's not bad, but on this meta, it is bad.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's like 3 shots. Oh, well. See how team efficiency do in the second half here, because they could potentially close this one out 5-1. I mean, I wouldn't be very surprised at all to see it go that way.
I wouldn't either, to be honest. 5-1, and I hope it does, because I hope it doesn't go to 5-2, because that means you win the prediction.
I'm winning the predictions anyway.
I'm not. I dream too much, what can I say?
We got to figure out what you got to do, or you or Rogi, whoever loses.
No, well, I'm not going to lose, so I don't even think I need to worry about that.
I've had people, you know, suggesting. Someone said the loser has to sing Chicken Attack on stream. I think that would be
Chicken Attack.
You don't know what Chicken Attack is?
No, what is it?
I'm not going to sing it for you, Alex. I'm not the loser. You're the loser. You know what it is.
I tried.
It was a good try. Yeah, but if anyone has any ideas, you can hit me up. See what Alex has to do on broadcast at the end of this season. I think it'll be fun. For me, at least. Maybe not for you.
It's not going to be me. It's going to be Rogi.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Rogi's beating you.
Yeah, I'm going to overtake him. He's beating me by 1 point or something.
1 point's enough? Oh. What if you're both on the same amount of points? Then do you both have to do it? Yes. I'm going to say yes.
I think then I should get it because I called the first DL loss, and so I should be.
I think you should lose if you're on the same amount of points as Rogi, because you're supposed to be the more experienced one.
Just because I'm more experienced, it doesn't mean I'm better at playing a game of predictions, Jordan.
You should be.
But I don't pick what I think. I pick what I feel.
That's not what a prediction is.
Yes, it is.
Do you understand what a prediction is?
When you go into a shop to, you know, put a bet on someone.
That's not relevant.
You bet what you feel's going to happen. You don't bet what you think's going to happen.
I don't understand you sometimes, Alex. I do not understand you.
Well, speaking of fun stuff that you can win. Sorry, I tried there. Anyways, APAC Celebrity Tanker Quest, guys. We are running it live on our stream on live.wgleague.net. Make sure you're watching there, because at the end of today, we will have 2 APAC Celebrity Tankers that will be famous for a moment on our stream. All you have to do is watch and participate in chat for 90 minutes, and you could be our Celebrity Tanker.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Would be amazing.
Maybe we should let our Celebrity Tankers figure out what you have to do.
Maybe we should. There's a good idea. Another reason to become a Celebrity Tanker, guys. Absolutely.
All right, Alex. Okay, let's think about the tanks here a little bit more. Team efficiency, are they closing it out 5-1?
Yes.
Yes?
Well, I'll actually, no. I'll hold that judgment. I'll reserve that until I actually see the tanks. I think once we see those, we'll be able to make the call as to whether T will. And here we go. Speaking of those, we've got them. And team efficiency, yes, they will.
They will?
Yep.
Okay. Double AP, though, from Horsemen. Oh.
Double AP, it's going to do nothing.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm a fan of that.
No, it's terrible. Yeah, I think team efficiency there. Look, Type 4 heavy, they've got 3 Mausers, T1, T3, all of those, the AP is barely going to scratch. Maybe they'll get to the 50B or the Batchat AP on team efficiency side, but I don't really see why you go APs in this meta anyway when on the attack, when you can just go like a normal Batchat and then a 1390 to sit on the cap. You get so many more options with the 1390.
Maybe Gorilla and Spencer have something in mind.
Maybe.
I mean, the 1390 is going to not do anything, really. So you would have to sacrifice basically a tank if you wanted to go for the 1390.
1390 is going to do some stuff.
Well, it's not going to pen much.
Pen the AP?
Oh, yeah, great. It could pen the mouse from the back.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. So it gets around the back of the mouse, pens it.
I don't know. Anyway, we'll see how they go here. Team efficiency are on the defensive side, and we suppose want to see how they're going to go here because it's a new meta. Haven't really heard from them so far this season. Why don't we jump on board with them and see how they're faring?
Okay, it's fine. So, behind going to watch the 8 line. I'm going to watch the 5 line.
Okay.
Party is slowly getting into position.
Bro. I'm not sure they will
Why
come
you not
here.
in the position yet?
No, because he went here instead of the window. Like here instead of the window. So he's reversing now. He can't turn his ass.
So now-
I thought it's already inside.
No.
So
He'll
now
get this,
no
yeah.
one is covering me, right?
No, Bahan's right there.
Yeah, he's good at everything.
This mouse, if you think you're safe, you can go over here. Just in case, because party's still not there, and then we do not know if they have tank here or not.
Oh, I'm watching. All fences are clear. I mean, not clear, not destroyed.
So, for this, that you don't need to like help us, unless it is necessary. So you need to decide by yourself.
I'm not getting lit party, just so you know. I got lit something down the party.
Got
There you go.
everybody. Oh, 205.
FV.
Okay, I'm spotted and it's not FV. Something else spotted me.
Mouse mid.
Kill me. Yeah, how kill me.
Can we push heal with skill?
Botek, I might
Yes,
come back.
I need this
Maybe.
more.
Horsemen still spread across the map, to be honest. Like, they haven't made too many committed movements anywhere. Sphinx is pushing up the courtyard, trying to gain control of that area of the map. But as of yet, I mean, we've still got Spencer up on the hill. He could potentially get caught out by a couple of these team efficiency players. If that's Granovsky and Skell pushing up there, which I think it is, he's not going to have a good time.
No, not a good time at all. Granovsky and Skell in those kind of fast attacks, the 50B and the Batchat AP. Should be able to dish out a bit of hurt on towards Mr. Spencer, but Safi actually retreating after kind of spotting out those guys on the Horsemen down there near the rail tracks. Interesting move, but Spencer has been spotted.
Yeah, he has. I don't know. He's probably going to be able to get out of here alive, actually. Doesn't look like he's actually going to take any damage for his troubles either, but team efficiency now with control of that hill. It does make pushing the 1 flag a little more difficult for Horsemen because they can't have someone in the courtyard or in the 3 line as easily. But the flag cap has been begun by Gorilla. Is he going to stay on that? Looks like it. So it's going to come down to team efficiency, eventually getting a reset. Archon with a big shot. Was that 600 off the mouse?
Not sure. It was
It's a good
lot.
roll if it was.
Yeah, now Party needs to kind of start working there, trying to get some shots across on towards Archon. I think that one was a miss. But look, we do have the Horsemen on towards that flag, starting to put the pressure onto team efficiency. 1 minute 25 seconds. Team efficiency do have a lot of time left. Moore has just had his engine damage though in that Type 4 heavy.
I would like to see Skell a little bit closer to that 1 flag right now because he's going to be the one that will have to dart in there and get the reset. I mean, the mouse obviously can get the reset, but if he, you know, if Gorilla's kind of covered off, the mouse is not going to be able to rotate fast enough to find a shot. So that's why we need either Granovsky or Skell in a position to get a reset, and at the moment that's not the case. This could go wrong for team efficiency if they're not positioning correctly.
Could go wrong.
Oh, there's a reset. Looks like someone hit him with HE.
Oh, that was good.
So that's good.
Probably party, I would say.
Yep, yep. So never mind. Not too much pressure on team efficiency right now. Oof, the bounce. Still a reset though, damaged his track.
Yeah, very lucky bounce there, but now we can see Sphinx is actually taking a little bit of damage there. And it's hard to really follow how this one's going for both teams. Horsemen taking a little bit more than team efficiency right now. Judging by the HP pools, team efficiency do have a slight lead there, but then again, Safi just takes a little bit of damage and it evens out. So it's a very slow game. You know, we don't have the option like we used to on Himmelsdorf of all of these team efficiency tanks just rotating over to the one flag nice and quick because, you know, they're in the Mouses, they're in the Type 4s, they're in the T110E3. So now I think JT is going to be the next one that might be in a little bit of trouble here for team efficiency.
No, he should be fine. He's in a mouse. Nothing can pen the mouse.
It's true. Don't know why I even said that.
Sphinx certainly can't, and he's going to be able to easily pen the side of this turret. That's not how you want to angle your armor if you're in a mouse. Pro tip from Elfish Guy. J2 does take a little bit of damage there, but there's so much to chew through here that he's not really going to be in too much pressure at all. And he's actually going to go for the free shots into OBOV. I think that's fair enough. You don't need to try and hit the targets that you might pen when you can easily get damage into another tank.
Yeah, and in the meantime, that Type 4 Heavy has just taken out Archon's AMX-50B with a nice shot. OBOV is going to be going down, and with 2 tanks off the field, not a great start here. And another reset coming in from Safi.
Whoa! More! What a shot, the Type 4 Heavy. Well, that's why you don't want to be in a match at AP when you're in this meta. Unfortunate for Horsemen there, but that's pretty much the game over for them. Really, it wasn't looking like it was going to go their way as it was, but that's definitely the final nail in the coffin. And, well, I gotta say though, like, for Horsemen there, why would you pick a double batch at AP if you're gonna just put one of them on the flag? Why not take the 13?
Exactly, there's no reason not to, and they haven't used their batch at APs for damage, really. It's just been a miss here from the Horsemen.
Swing and miss.
Swing and a miss, and it's looking like that will be team efficiency, just needing to clean it up now. Only Nundes who's up in that FE215B, and I wonder how much of an impact he has had. You know, he's the last one alive there for...
Oh, that might have been team damage.
Oh,
I think it was.
A little bit.
Not going to be too bad, though, for team efficiency. They've well and truly got this one under wraps, and, I mean, there's nothing really the Horsemen can do. Like, they just didn't seem to be in that matchup at all. Apart from on steps, where things were pretty close, but I got to say, I don't know if that was really the best performance from team efficiency either. I feel like Horsemen have not looked that great in this matchup, to be honest.
100%. Yeah, really, I have nothing else to add. I think Horsemen didn't look confident coming into that in terms of the tank picks either. I really like Team Efficiency's tank picks, you know, going for all of those mouses, going for that Type 4 Heavy, going for that T110E3, just bulking up their lineup with absolutely everything heavy and playing it well, you know. Like Horsemen on the other side, they picked those 2 batch at APs. They didn't work at all. Was really no reason not to go for just a batch at tier 10 and an AMX 1390 because they put one of their APs up on the hill anyway. An AP up on the hill's not really going to be doing too much, you know. So what if it gets a few shots off its, you know, 200 damage, 300 damage sort of thing?
Yeah. I don't know, we'll have to see the damage stats. Maybe the batch chat APs did something that we didn't see, but I don't think they really were all that effective for Horsemen. And I mean, across the board, nothing particularly seemed all that effective for Horsemen, if I'm honest. I mean, they were, generally speaking, losing trades across the map, and that's kind of what it comes down to in this meta is you're going to be trading with Mousers. It just comes down to who can pen more shots.
Yep.
It's not like you can get out-rotated or, you know, a strategy's not going to go your way. Once you've got 2 Mousers fighting each other, that's just what it is. Like,
it's just what it is.
You don't have to do anything except pen your shot.
Yep, exactly. So overall, definitely a very solid strategy there for Team Efficiency to take out the win, 5-1. And I'm really quite liking this now, this new style of play. I think it is, even though we're seeing slower tanks picked now after that patch, I really do believe we're seeing a bit of a faster play style in terms of the fact that the tanks can just drive down the banana line. You know, previously, last patch, we wouldn't have been surprised to have seen one of those 2 teams maybe sitting back right at the church on the defensive side and, you know, kind of camping there for 2-3 minutes. Whereas this time, with the new patch, it's just, okay, let's roll, guys. We don't have time to, you know, wait around.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm sold on it. to be honest. I have to see a bit more from this
That's 'cause
patch.
you're a bat chat driver.
That is because I'm a bat chat driver. That's because I like the lights and I like the mediums. And at the moment, lights and mediums are, you know, not having the greatest of times.
No.
But I don't know. We'll see how this goes throughout the rest of the season. I think the real question for me is how long is it going to take before the mouse is going to be pegged back a few? Because in its current state, it's definitely too strong. So, you know, is that going to come before finals? Is it going to come before the grand finals? Or we're not going to see it until next season?
Yeah, who knows? Party there in that T1 10-3. Be interested to see how much he managed to do. Oh, didn't even get the shot onto Sphinx, which is a bit disappointing. But there we go. Type 4 Heavy more in that Tier 9, dealing 3.3 thousand damage.
Well, he got that one massive shot in the bat AP.
Yeah.
4 kills as well.
He did work more.
Did work.
Because honestly, when you think about it, that's actually the reason that you don't pick the FE4005 now. It's because, like, why not just pick the Type 4 Heavy or the Type 5 Heavy sort of thing?
You can see as well, Gronowski has had a pretty good day so far. I mean, specifically on Himmelsdorf, 2 games in a row up the top of the scoreboard, 2 games in a row above 4k damage. I mean, can't really complain about that. That's what you want your 50B to be doing.
Yep. 100%. And what else? We've got Nandesu there and his 215B, 3.2k damage. So Nandesu did deal a little bit of damage. Not too bad. Bohan there, 2.6k in the mouse. Hokyao, 2.1k in the mouse. Again, nothing too impressive. Skell actually is kind of interesting. Over 2,000 damage in that batch at AP. But yeah, Spencer and Gorilla may as well have been an AMX
like Gorilla,
1390s.
he's fired 1 shot. Why not put him in the 1390 if you're just going to put him on the cap? Or even Spencer, you know, he's obviously the tier 8 player generally for Horsemen. But yeah, those bad APs for me were not too exciting at all. Archon in the 50B only doing 2 shots worth of damage as well after 11 fired. Not sure I'm a fan of that either. He needed to do more work in the 50B.
Yeah, he did, and never really was given the option to get any sort of flank on across and behind Team Efficiency like we saw those Team Efficiency AMX 50Bs get, you know, when they came down the hill and around. I think Granovsky it might have been. Instead, he was just kind of firing frontally at the Maus, the Type 4 Heavies and the T1 10-3s, which is never going to work.
Yeah, I think the thing about it as well is that, you know, when you're in a 50B or when you're in a bat chat, you can think, okay, I can go around this guy, I can clip him out, and then I have a bit more room to move. But that's not the case against a mouse. You can go around behind the mouse, you can clip, but you're still going to have him on half HP. You know, it doesn't give you any more freedom. So that's, at least for me, when I've been playing in my games, in my bat chat, an issue. And I think that's maybe something that might translate over to WGL here. That's why the 50Bs, or at least Archon there, might not have had a great time. He couldn't rotate around. He didn't have the kill potential that he would have had last patch. Yeah, exactly. That's it. It's all about the kill potential with those auto loaders, and you know that has gone so far down. So yeah, I think we'll see that reflected on the post-match stats as well. Yeah, well, Gronowski, excellent night from him. 3.2k average. Pretty good. Nandesu and Hokyao, 2.2 each. Safi as well, 2.1. I mean, like, these are all good numbers, given the fact that, you know, like, there's a mouse, it's the mouse meta. They're good numbers, but how good are they? I don't really know, because we haven't seen so much of the mouse meta yet. Yeah, like 3.3. A good average could be like 2.7 or 3.5. Well, no, I think 3.3k average damage is very good. So, you know, pretty good stuff there for Granovsky and Nandesu there. Next up, 2.2k. I mean, when you think about it, let's pretend that there is an average of, let's say, 3-4 mouses in every game. That's maybe an average of an extra 1,000 or so HP times a little bit. So per team, then divided by 7. I reckon 3.3k is good. Yeah. 440 from Spencer, though, that's not good. Archon, a really off day for him, 1.1k. He's typically up the top for Horsemen. Yeah. But he had a lot of, you know, not great performances. Both games on Mines, he got taken out early on. That last one on Himmelsdorf, he only managed to do 800. So it hasn't been his night. No. But, oh well, that's how the cookie crumbles for him. Oh, that's not great. Not great there from Archon. But look, I guess right now, all we can do is just look, if you're in the Horseman shoes, just look forward to your next game and, you know, take
that experience, having gone up against Team Efficiency, one of the top teams in the competition, really try and build on it because they do want to maintain their spot up there in the top 4.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, Team Efficiency are looking really good at the moment. They'll be up still in second. They won't have been able to overtake EL Gaming, but remember, they still have one more match to go, and that is against Horsemen as well, who they've very, very easily been able to dispatch of. But look, I think things are not looking so great for Horsemen, and I tell you what, things are not looking so great for Coalition Zoo either, because unfortunately, I've just been informed that they are going to forfeit their next match, which means we will have a bit of an extended break coming up here. 90 minutes until our next one. It will be starting at 8 PM GMT +8. Like I said, in 90 minutes. The next match coming up after this one will be Dark Wolves and Karen Tiger. So in about an hour and a half, we'll see you back here on this channel. Until then, have a good one.
Just look at this. Almost 8 tons of German high alloy steel. A threat to any enemy. The most powerful gun in World of Tanks. Thousands dream of it. Millions tremble before it. But sometimes, even this gun can't compensate for the outstanding skills of a player.